21-year-old Macy Sylvie is behind bars, held without bail at the Shasta County Jail. She faces several charges, including first-degree murder and kidnapping.
Rylee's tragedy is absolutely heartbreaking. She was born to parents who were just kids themselves. They ended up getting mixed up in society's underbelly, making horrific and evil decisions. Because of that, 3 families are completely gutted. Redding, California is a Northern California town with a population of around 90,000 people. It's nestled in a scenic backdrop of stunning mountain ranges, densely forested recreation areas, and majestic lakes with the Sacramento River running right through it. Macy Sylvie was an 18-year-old resident of Redding, just starting her life after high school. She had been dating Ryan Harrison and found herself expecting a baby girl with him in the fall of 2019. In July of 2020, Macy and Ryan welcomed a beautiful baby girl they named Rylee Marie Sylvie. The couple was young, but seemed to have loving family support, and Rylee seemed to be fiercely loved by her extended family. I found adorable photos of a sip-and-see party held in honor of Rylee's birth, where her family and friends gathered to see beautiful baby Rylee and welcome her to the world. I also found heartwarming photos and videos of Rylee on social media with her grandfather on Macy's side and her grandmother on Ryan's side. It was apparent in the post they were absolutely heartbroken over Rylee's death. My heart really goes out to them. This case is absolutely tragic, and I pray both families can find healing over time. In every video on this channel, we try to bring the victim to life. Every video will have a tribute to the victim with photos and videos. Videos are especially great if we can find them so we can actually hear the voices of the victims. They are not statistics, and we feel taking a minute or two in our videos to honor them is important. That is what makes our channel different. With that being said, let's get to know Rylee Marie Sylvie.
I am beautiful.
I be so.
Say I am smart.
And like
I am courageous. I'm courageous. I am passionate. I'm passionate. I am nice. I'm nice. I am sharing. I share. Good job.
According to online news articles, Rylee's father, Ryan, wasn't working hard towards a career to support his daughter and give her the stability she needed. Instead, he was mixed up in selling illegal substances that would lead to tragedy before the horrific ending to Rylee's life. Before I go forward with more information about Ryan, I need to let you guys know that because of YouTube's guidelines, I have to handle the following subject matter very carefully. So I will be abbreviating some of the words for substances I will be discussing or using just the first letter of the substance. You know, guidelines are guidelines, so I really appreciate your guys' understanding about this and will be posting the words I cannot say on the screen. YouTube heavily censors the true crime community, so if you guys want to watch all of my content without censorship, the link to my Patreon will be in the description. We are getting that up and running April of 2024. So pop over there and join up, and you can watch all of our videos without censorship, and we appreciate the support as well. Thanks, guys. Okay, moving on. Ryan was known on Snapchat as Plug Man, where he was selling pills containing F, Mary Jane, and V pens. In August of 2020, a month after Rylee's birth, a then 18-year-old Ryan sold 13-year-old Luca Manuel a pill that he took and was later found unresponsive in his room by his parents. Despite life-saving measures, Luca died at the scene. The pill was later found to contain F, which was the cause of Luca's death, according to the autopsy records. Reading police, along with Homeland Security, launched an investigation into Luca's death and traced the pill back to Ryan. They monitored his phone records and his Snapchat account and executed a search warrant at his home. Police said Ryan became aggressive during the search and was arrested on suspicion of threatening a law enforcement official and selling illegal substances. The search would inevitably reveal about 900 pills that tested positive for F, C syrup, white powder, and about $30,000 in cash. Ryan was apparently marketing the pills as Perks, a street name for counterfeit O, when he knew they actually contained F. Police said the pills have a distinct blue color with an M and 30 stamped on them. They often contain F, which the user might not know, police said. Because there is no official oversight or quality control, these counterfeit pills often contain lethal doses of F, with none of the promised pain-relieving drug. The Drug Enforcement Administration describes F as a synthetic opioid 80 to 100 times stronger than morphine. Detectives determined that Luca had ingested a lethal dose of disguised F sold to him as a perk. No traces of Percocet were found in his system, according to police. In a follow-up interview, police said Harrison admitted he was dealing blue M30 pills and marketing them as perks. He also acknowledged F is very dangerous and a small amount can cause death. In May, investigators told the Shasta County District Attorney's Office they believed Harrison dealt the disguised pill knowing it was F. In July of 2021, an arrest warrant was issued for Ryan on suspicion of homicide and other offenses. He ultimately pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. I want to take a minute in memory of Luca and send my heartfelt condolences to his family. What happened to Luca is an epidemic in our society. He did not deserve to die. He was targeted and murdered. As parents, we need to educate our children on the dangers of illegal substances. Even one pill can end a life, and it's happening way too often. Predators are targeting kids on Snapchat especially. Luca's mother, Amanda, has become an advocate for F awareness and speaks out often on the danger it poses to our kids. I'm going to link her Facebook page in the description for you guys. If you guys want to go give her some support, definitely go check it out. Rest in love, Luca. You will not be forgotten. We've talked about a lot of different dates in the video so far, so to keep things in perspective, let's kind of go over the timeline of events that led to Rylee's death. So in July of 2020, Rylee is born. August of 2020, Ryan sells a deadly pill to Luca and he loses his life. A year later, in July of 2021, Ryan is arrested. And then a couple years later, in January of 2023, Rylee is murdered. I can imagine Ryan's arrest had a huge effect on Macy, even though it seems she had loving support with Rylee. From the details I was able to find on the investigation into Rylee's death, Macy may have had an addiction issue. Something obviously wasn't right with Macy. I'm hoping more information will come out in her trial, but for now, I can only piece things together from what is available online. On Thursday, January 25th of 2023, police receive a call for an unresponsive child in a vehicle at the intersection of Deschutes Road and Highway 44. That's approximately 10 miles outside of Redding. When arriving on scene, they are met with Macy Sylvie and Rylee. Rylee is unconscious and is rushed to the hospital, where she later dies. An autopsy showed Rylee had 7 to 15 prescription drugs in her system. Police determined Rylee's death was suspicious and launched an investigation. Macy was interviewed by police several times following Rylee's death, and she was telling officers different versions of events. When police interviewed Macy's family, they found that there were multiple prescription bottles in the house and that Rylee may have opened them. Originally, Macy told investigators Rylee opened the medication bottles herself. Then detectives asked Macy to take a lie detector test. But Macy didn't show up for the test, and detectives could not find her to find out why. An unaliving note was written by Macy and later found along with her phone. Upon further investigation, detectives found that Macy was very much alive. She obtained a phone and identification in someone else's name and left Redding. It became clear that she was trying to fake her death and hide from investigators. Not a good look when you are being investigated in the suspicious death of your child. Macy was eventually located and interviewed further by detectives. She changed her story again and stated she stole some prescription medication from her mother and left the bottles open. She said the day Rylee died, she was sick and crying, so Macy gave her a piece of a Xanax pill. She said she also saw Rylee carrying a handful of pills and running around the house with them. Macy said she took the pills away from Rylee and threw them away, along with the other pills she stole from her mother. According to Macy, at some point that day, Rylee took a nap, and when she awoke, Macy told the housekeeper she was taking Rylee to the hospital. Instead, she drove Rylee to Millville and parked the car, hoping the Xanax would wear off. Macy wanted to leave the house with Rylee before her parents got home from work. It's unclear if Macy told her mother what was going on with Rylee, but at some point, Macy's mother called her and tried to talk her into taking Rylee to the hospital. But instead, Macy drove in the opposite direction. Through location data on Macy's phone, investigators determined she drove to Oak Run Road, stopped the car on the side of the road, and sat there for an hour and 20 minutes while Rylee was dying. She then made her way to the intersection of Deschutes Road and Highway 44 and called 911. By then, it was too late. Rylee was already dead. Emergency personnel stated that even though they gave little Rylee life-saving measures at the scene, they were sure it was too late. A doctor pronounced Rylee dead soon after she arrived at the hospital. After 7 long months, investigators pieced everything together and arrested Macy for murder and kidnapping in August of 2023. Included among the charges were special allegations that the murder was done by way of poisoning, showed planning, and the victim was vulnerable. At her arraignment, Macy was charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping and was denied bail. As of the date of this video being released, there is no trial date set. What is the common denominator in this tragedy? Illegal substances. America, we have a serious problem that is getting worse by the day. Our children are dying because of it, and it's being shipped in faster than it can be controlled. Ryan took an innocent life because of this. Macy obviously had an addiction problem if she's stealing pills from her mother, and it seems like she went over the edge with Ryan being in prison. Macy told officers that all of this happened because she was depressed Ryan was in jail and didn't call Rylee for Christmas. I don't know what kind of insane excuse that is. Unbelievable. Because of Ryan and Macy's disgusting, selfish, and evil behavior, 2 innocent children are dead and families are destroyed. Why is it always the innocent babies who lose their lives, yet the perpetrators always live? I don't know if we'll ever know the answer to that question. Rylee Marie Silvey, you will never be forgotten.